Here's a step-by-step guide to success for your math journal assignment this week. First, you're going to need to choose which objects you will use as integer tiles. Now, you probably don't have a nice set of color tiles like I do, but you definitely have something you can use to represent integers. Maybe you have something like these bingo chips that I got at the dollar store. Or maybe you want to use something else, or maybe even make your own. The most important thing you need to do is make sure that you have two sets of items that are the same size and shape but different colors. So if you use Lego bricks, make sure that you have enough bricks of the same size in two different colors. In my example, I'm going to be using tiles that I just made by cutting out squares from different colored paper, red and yellow. The next thing you'll need to do is decide which color will represent positive and which will represent negative. When I use my bingo chips, I always say red is negative and blue is positive, but it doesn't really matter as long as I decide which one is positive and which one is negative and stick with it. Now, we're all ready to go. We've chosen or made our integer tiles. Let's read the question. Use objects to concretely model each integer. So, the important part about that sentence is concretely model. That means we're using an object as our model. So I'm not just going to use slides to insert shapes and use those to represent the integers. I'm not going to draw something on a piece of paper. I need to use something that I can actually pick up and touch and lay out and use that to model my different integers. Concretely model means use objects that you can pick up and touch to model your understanding. Okay, if I were to just insert shapes into slides or draw something else, draw something out on paper, that would be representing pictorially, which is not what I'm looking for in this assignment. Okay, so that's the first thing, is make sure that you actually have objects. And it's really easy, even if you want to just cut out bits of colored paper. And if you don't have colored paper, you can color on a piece of white paper and use that. And you don't even have to do two colors. You could make white one of your colors, shade the other one in, even with a regular pencil, and gray is your other color. There you go. Just choose which one's positive and which one's negative, and you're set. Okay, so use objects to concretely model each integer. I have -6 and +8, or more correctly, -6 and +8. Now, you have different numbers in your assignment because, of course, I want to assess whether you can concretely model integers, not just copy what I did in my example. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my integer tiles that I made and I'm going to lay them out. I'm going to do both in the same picture. Then I'm going to take a picture and put that picture in my math journal. When I take my picture, I'm going to use my phone. But again, I'm going to be careful to hold that phone up parallel with the desk. I'm not holding it like this so that the picture is on a big slant. I'm holding it parallel. And I found when I took my picture, it was better to get a bit farther away because then the shadow and glare didn't impact my picture as much. And then I went in and cropped it down so all I could see was the integer tiles. Inserting a picture into your math journal is quick and easy. Let's go through the steps together. I'm going to click Insert and then Image, and I'm going to choose Upload from Computer. And what I get now is a file manager or Finder if you're on a Mac. Mine happens to be set for my desktop. And I have my picture right here. I actually took two, one using the tiles that I cut out and one using bingo counters. But I'm going to use the tiles that I cut out. And now it has pasted the picture into my document. So I want to resize it because it's a little big. So I'm going to click the corner and drag it carefully down so that it's about the size that I want. That fits nicely in there. I'm going to put it inside the box here. And this is where I upload the picture of my work. Now, I do have to also do a little bit of explaining. So I can say here, I made my integer tiles out of colored paper. The red tiles represent positive integers, and the yellow tiles, sorry, the red tiles represent negative integers, and the yellow tiles represent positive integers. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. My integers are positive 6 and negative 8. And there you go. Now I need to add my date. And today, let's say that I'm turning this in on October 26th. I put that there. And now it says put most recent work at top. And I remember Miss Clark specifically mentioned that again in her video. So I'm going to take that and drag it to the very top so that when Miss Clark marks it, she knows exactly which one of the pages is for this assignment because it is slide number 1. Good luck, and remember, ask me if you have questions.